Hello and a warm welcome back to my space. This is my channel, Rachel Wainaina. As usual, positive vibes, and today I'm super proud to introduce you to another segment of content in this channel. And I know most of you have been waiting for this. This is the Filmmaking 101 with Rachel Wainaina. So I'll be talking about different areas of filmmaking, giving you free master classes about different aspects of filmmaking, from film business, film techniques, film production, and just basically telling you what is happening in the industry of film, talking about matters like film policy, film regulations, what needs to be done, and also sometimes bringing you a couple of my network as I travel across the world and across Kenya to meet different partners that we work with. Come with me on this journey, and today I can't wait to talk to you about film business, because film is serious business, but it seems like we've not mastered that art of taking film as a business. And we are going to be back after this short break, and I'm going to talk to you about film business, a quick 8 minutes masterclass on film business. Keep it right here. Welcome back to the channel. In case you've not subscribed, click on that subscribe button below. Click on the notification so that you can be notified whenever we do our videos, and also remember to give us a thumbs up or leave your comments on the segment below. So back to film business, and the first thing I'm gonna say is, did you know that film business is the second largest contributor to the economy of California, one of the richest states in the world? Did you also know that some of the most richest people in the world are actually filmmakers? And film is also the second greatest contributor to the GDP in Nigeria. This and more coming up shortly. So I've been a filmmaker for a long time, and I've realized that as African filmmakers, we are not taking film business seriously. And film business is what even enables us to be able to go to sets and shoot a film, to be able to create jobs and for income generation, and to also be able to express ourselves. What are we doing differently in our industry that is not also what is happening in the thriving industries like Bollywood, like Nollywood, like Hollywood? What are we doing differently in Kenya? What are we doing also differently in many African countries about film business? So you realize that when you start making a film from the beginning, it's a business. When you come up with an idea, that idea is a business. And that's why you have to go and copyright your idea, and copyright your idea in form of a treatment, idea, and a logline. Go take that to the Kenya Copyright Board or whatever board copyrights in your country. And the moment you copyright something, then that's something that belongs to you, that you're supposed to actually take to the next level. And so if you look at the filmmaking stages, from development stage, you go to pre-production stage, to production stage, to marketing and distribution, you find that every stage of this filmmaking requires money. So we have to talk seriously about having very talented crew, having very talented cast, but having very poor businessmen when it comes to the film sector. So having taught film and practiced film for many years, I've identified a few gaps that we are having in the Kenyan film business industry. For instance, look at the many films we've produced, including Nairobi Half Life, Pumzi, done by Wanori Kahio, many others. Right now we have even Uradi on Netflix. All these are great Kenyan films, done very well. But where are we failing when it comes to our business model? It's because we are failing in the first area, which is very important, is proving the sales, distributing our content. And that's a place where we have a disconnect. That's why anybody will ask you, where are the Kenyan movies? And you can't see them. Like in Kenya, we're watching lots of movies from Nigeria. We're watching lots of movies from South Africa. We know where to find them. But ask somebody about the newest movies that have been released in Kenya. Where can you watch them? you find that the producer of that film produced that film without actually having acquired a business distributor for the film. It's like, let me give you a good example in the normal market. It's like making soap, manufacturing soap or manufacturing maize flour without having the channel in which to sell the maize flour. So the maize flour will rot in your shelves, So it's the same. Film requires a proper distribution channel. So starting from development stage, you should be identifying, who am I making this film for? Is this film for TV? Is this film for theater? And if it's for theater, which theaters am I going to work with? Which theaters am I going to screen this film? Am I going to screen it in Europe? Because it determines even the language that you're going to use when you're shooting the film. If you're going to sell this movie in America, that means the way the people speak, the cultures that you're going to showcase in your film should be able to showcase different cultures that relate with the people in the territories where you are. So I learned all this information first time when I went to Cannes Film Festival. I saw people and I was trying to pitch them different stories, and people are saying this is a good film for African markets, not for European markets, so therefore we can't work with you. Those are some of the answers you get, because some people forget that you're making a film for a Kenyan film. It's a Kenyan film, for example, or a Zambian film, for example, but you're making that film for a global audience. So you need to know your market. Your market needs to determine your product design. So that's one thing, and we'll talk much more about that. The other thing is, many creatives also fail to have management. So what am I talking about? Some people are very creative. They can come up with great ideas, but they're very poor in film business. And let me give you a good example. You can be a film producer, you can be a film director, your network is writers, all these people, so you can actually put a production together. But you don't spend time networking with the theater owners, networking with people who can buy the content, networking with people who can fund your content, because that's not the nature of your job. You're a creative. Now, I am big advocate, and I've seen this work through people like Wasafi, that whenever you have a management, professional management that deals with the business side of your creativity, you're able to monetize your products. You're able to have a team. Just thinking, there's something we learned in 2014 at the University of Notre Dame, and this is design thinking. Before you create a product, this is a film that you're creating. It can be the best film, fine. It can be even the best quality film, but if it doesn't sell, if it doesn't get to the viewers, it's a big flop. In film industry, we say, if a film does not break even, meaning breaking even means returning all the money and resources and time that was given to that film, getting returns at least for that, then that film has not succeeded. Now let's think about this. How many Kenyan films have broken even? Let me give you a quick run through some of the Kenyan films and tell you how they sold. Like, for example, Nairobi Half-Lives. They were given a grant of around 60 million Kenyan shillings to shoot Nairobi Half-Life. But how much did they sell this film in the theaters? They sold it for 7 million. A clean loss of 53 million. This is why even we can't approach the government. We keep being moved from one ministry to the other, because it doesn't make sense in terms of economics, how much money we are making in the film industry. In Kenya and in many African countries, we're still struggling. We need to really find management to manage the business aspects of our films. I'm still covering a few more issues that I've seen to bring a problem. The third issue that I've identified that brings a very big problem in film business, and in specific, is film financing. We have refused to find ways to get funding for our films. So you realize, like in an industry like Nollywood, like Hollywood, like Bollywood, you're seeing films being funded up to a tune of, the lowest maybe 500,000 USD. But you find here we're still making films with a very little budget. Now let me tell you how this affects your film. It affects your film, first of all, somebody with a bigger budget will afford to make an original sound for their film, so their film will sound better. Two, they will afford to have better scenes, because they'll make a more open film, because they're able to move. they're able to have more crew. They'll have things like wardrobe. When a low budget film will have less wardrobe design. They will have things like production design, professional production design, building sets, making sure each set looks good. They will have character design, and also the biggest secret of big productions that succeed is actors. These guys are able to get A-list actors because they have a budget of 1 million USD. So you find independent filmmakers who are not able to fundraise for their films properly. They also end up settling for the lower cadre of actors and also lower cadre of crew. And this affects you because even when you go to a film market, you meet this big distributor. They'll ask you who's the director of your film, who's the main actor in your film. When you mention names that they don't understand and they don't know, they say, we can't distribute this film. We're sorry. It's business. This is showbiz business. And in the showbiz business, somebody cannot invest millions of dollars to market a film which has everybody who's not recognized in that film. So you have to invest in bringing good directors, good producers to make this film a success. And for that film to be a success, that has to be done. So basically, again, film financing is very important. Budgeting for your film, making sure that you have a budget normally not below 100,000 USD to make a good film, and make sure to budget for all the creative aspects. And remember, the production budget is normally half the price of the distribution budget. The distribution makes more sense because the distribution is what is bringing money back to the production. Remember, if you make one loss in your first feature film, you'll spoil your name and nobody else will ever fund your project. Your first project determines how much funding you'll get for your future projects. So we'll come back for another episode of Filmmaking One-on-One, and we'll continue looking at other aspects of film business that we should take. For example, film appreciation, film critic, building an entertainment industry around the film business, and building a strong film service industry. Watch out for the next tutorial coming up in a week's time, and we're going to be talking about all these other matters to complete the part 2 of Filmmaking One-on-One, Introduction to Film Business. See you next time.